Hi everyone, I'm Jelly and I'm painting here for Ministry of Art today in collaboration with Lewisham Council, who at the moment are really supporting up-and-coming artists. And yeah, so you all saw Damien paint a couple of weeks ago. Today it's my turn. And just a little bit about me, I'm a street artist, but I also paint on canvas, and today that's what I'll be doing. I'll be painting on canvas. So actually, I don't know if you can just see, I'm actually painting, you may or may not recognise Sade, who's a singer, very iconic singer, and I wanted to paint a British artist from a BAME background, and she's actually Nigerian born, but she obviously grew up in the UK and she had a band in the UK throughout the 80s. And this is the image I'm going to be trying to portray to you today, if you can just about see. So I actually started this painting probably about an hour ago or so, just to prepare a bit for tonight. And I'm not doing a like for like, I'm actually doing my interpretation of this album cover. And so as you can see, the background is quite different in that mine, I decided to do purple, whereas it's actually like a muted grey on the album cover. But for some reason I thought purple would really work, and it's quite an 80s colour as well. So yeah, I just went with that. So I've already blocked out, there's a lot of shadow as you can see in this image, and I've already blocked out quite a lot of shadow in black. And I really hope my microphone is working as well. I hope you can hear me. If not, I'll just point a lot. So I've blocked out a lot of black to show the really deepest shadow, and I think I'm just gonna go in with some red lips at the moment and yeah, get those lovely luscious red lips on. So here we go. So for this I'm actually using cadmium red hue. So I'm using a sort of a DIY palette here as well, which is a bit of blotting paper with some grease-proof paper put over the top. And that helps to, oh, by the way, I'm using acrylic paint, and that really helps to keep the paint wet and ready to use. And usually that will keep you going for a couple of days if you keep it sort of moist. Yeah, sorry, I know a lot of people don't like that word, but yeah, so you keep the paper, the blotting paper moist underneath, then your acrylic should stay pretty ready to use for a couple of days. If you don't do this, if you've worked with acrylic before, if you don't do this, the paint can completely dry out, and it's you waste a lot of paint, and it's pretty frustrating. So I'm just going in with just a block colour of red here for these lips. And I know there's going to be a lot of, I know Ministry of Art has a lot of US followers, so hi to all of you too, from London. So I'm just doing like a very basic block colour here. And then later I'm gonna, when it's dried a bit, I'm gonna go in with some shadows and highlights as well. But for now, I just want to get the colour on there, just to liven it up a bit, to be honest, because I've been staring at this quite dreary in a way, canvas in terms of colour for the last hour, and I just wanted to get a bit of colour on there. And by the way, if you would like to follow me, I'm on Instagram at jellyjartist. So do go and take a look at my work. In fact, I've got a solo exhibition on at the moment, which is closing tonight. It's the last day today to view it. And it's a really cool online exhibition where you can actually, it's interactive, so you can actually walk around the gallery, almost like wearing a 3D headset. It's a very cool platform. So go take a look after this, obviously. And whilst you're on Instagram, please follow Ministry of Art, who I'm painting for this evening, because I had a very disturbing story this morning that actually, unfortunately, they lost a lot of followers due to an Instagram glitch. So get over there and support, please. Because there's some amazing artists they're supporting as well. I actually painted with Ministry of Art, did an exhibition with them last year with a group of amazing artists at a Goldsmiths University venue in New Cross in Lewisham, which we just had the most amazing response from. It was such a cool exhibition, such amazing artists. A few of them will be painting for you over the next few weeks, in fact. As it gets colder here in the UK. I hope it's a lot warmer wherever you are. We've got the heating on now. So, just trying to see in the camera as well there how the lips are looking. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty all right for me so far. So actually, by the way, I just want to show you my palette. This is all the paint I've used so far for this whole canvas. Hardly any at all. You hardly need any acrylic paints, really. I think it's the same for oils as well, I think. I don't use oils, but yeah, for acrylic you hardly need any. Little goes a long way. And of course you can mix them as well. So what I'm going to do is, she's actually got these white and black polka dot shirt, so I'm going to go in with some polka dots. And by the way, I mentioned I'm a street artist as well, and to prepare my canvas, I actually, so this is a mixed media canvas I'm using here. I used spray paint, and now I'm using acrylic over that. And it just gives it some sort of added texture, which I really like. So I'm just going to sporadically put these polka dots on. And of course on a flat piece of, probably can't see them for there, maybe I should bring the camera nearer to there. So on a flat piece of fabric, these polka dots will be in a very uniform pattern. But of course, when we wear them on our body, we wear garments on our body, we create folds. So it's no longer uniform. So it shouldn't be uniform when we're painting patterned fabric. So I'm just going to, apart from where it's pulled a bit taut, for example the arm, which is where I'm painting at the moment. really hope you guys, I've logged on to this properly, and that, that it's actually working, this live feed, and this microphone too. Right, so also, if you do go over to my my exhibition after this, it's worth taking a look, just not even for my artwork, to be honest. Well, actually, yes, for my artwork too. But it's worth having a look just because the platform is so cool, and you can literally just walk around the exhibition. It's amazing. We have definitely entered the future. So there's some polka dots. Very 80s. Love it. She's such an icon, Sade. Such an iconic face of the time. I just saw, I think I saw a photo of her daughter earlier online, and she, looks very much like her too. And it's worth remembering when you're working, when you're painting something, even when you're drawing, don't sweat it too much. A lot of the time like most artists, I guess, use suggestion rather than trying to be too precise. My style is not, oh, I've got paint on my iPad. Oh no, that happens a lot. So yeah, my style is not photorealistic. It's more suggestion. So to get the essence of a figure, or more of a feeling, often I'm going for. My work is usually completely saturated in colour, often neon as well. So this for me is very, very toned down actually, this painting, but I quite like it. I like using different colours, different palettes. It's really interesting. And it's nice when you've got your work on the wall and, each piece has a different colourway as well. So it almost creates a different atmosphere for each piece of work. Wow, this shirt has so many polka dots. It's like going on forever. So actually this area here is also the shirt, but if you can see on the image I'm copying, it's completely overcast with shadow, so I just blocked it in black, and now I'm just going over parts of it with the black polka dots, because that will show up as a slightly different texture and adds more depth. Right, now I'm just, I want to quickly check this is actually working. This live feed. If anyone's watching this live feed, and can you just give me a little thumbs up or something to let me know that it's actually working? Oops. I just want to say big up to Lewisham Council for this initiative, which really highlights and puts a spotlight on artists. As we know, there's not a huge amount of funding for artists and support of late, so this kind of thing is pretty awesome. We need things like this to keep us afloat, to keep us going, and just keep people inspired at the moment, especially. There's a lot of uncertainty, and I think that things like art, creativity, whatever it is, whether it's art, dance, anything in the creative field, really just helps people. You can't have just pure academia, or, for example, if you're in education or in the workplace, if you work in an office or something like that. Everyone needs, we need light and shade. We all do. So I'm just doing the gloves here, which are extremely black. These amazing leather gloves she's wearing. Because of the light of the camera, it's probably showing up extremely shiny at the moment. It's quite reflective, but I hope you can see it okay. So that's another finger there. Yeah, so I know you've all got more than one device in your hand at the moment, so whilst you're watching this, head over to Instagram at JellyJArtist, and yeah, follow me on there, take a look at my artwork. Also go on there and follow Ministry of Art, because yeah, there was a Instagram glitch and they unfortunately lost a lot of followers. So yeah, go and show some love, please. And in reward, you'll see some amazing artwork. There's a lot of initiatives coming out of Lewisham at the moment, and we are going to be involved with more projects with them via Ministry of Art. So that's really exciting. Right, so what I'm going to move on to is to enhance these eyes a bit. And if you know my artwork, you'll know that actually my trademark is these super-sized elongated eyelashes. I'll try and show you this work here so you can see the big long eyelashes. That's another piece. Just trying to show you an example, and the piece above on the wall as well. So that's my kind of trademark in my work, which I'll be getting on to giving Sade a bit of the eyelash treatment too. I usually do that at the very end. My street art also encapsulates these eyelashes, and everyone asks me where the idea for that came from, and I really have no idea. I've been doing them as long as I can remember. So I've just added a bit of black around the eyes, because actually her eyes are extremely dark. Just generally they are, but in this photo especially. So I'm just gonna add tiny dots where her eyelashes would be, her bottom eyelashes, that is. Right, so that's looking pretty all right. And I think the centre of her shirt is about here. So I'm just going to do a bit of a line of suggestion. And let's get these sleeves done as well. So I'm just going to go in the bottom. Of these sleeves. And like I said, this isn't, well, it's not supposed to be a portrait as such. It's a representation of this amazing album cover. I actually generally don't have a source of reference a lot of the time when I'm painting. A lot of it's out of my head, the figures that I paint. So if you see the rest of my work, a lot of it is just out of my head. Especially a lot of the street art that I've done. A lot of my murals are, I've got to admit, a lot of the time I just turn up on the day and I have a look in my head and see what's going on in there, and I just paint something that I'm feeling at the time. There have been a couple of times where I've done a sketch before, and that's great too. I probably should do that more, to be honest. A noise just came from my phone, but I think all is still good. So I'm just doing a suggestion of shadow along here. Now I'm not actually going to get this finished in the time I'm live this evening, but I'm going to try and get most of it done, or at least get the overall look as it should be. This chin needs to be coming in a bit more here. A bit more to there, I think. Yes. Like that. Then I think I'll go under. There's actually, if you have a look at this, there's a lot of shadow under the lips. So I'm just going to do some of that now with a mixture of black and red. So I'm just going to go in here like this. Okay, this paintbrush needs a bit of water. I seem to have been spending quite a lot of time in Lewisham lately. I recently did a mural outside Lewisham Station with some, I think 9 amazing other street artists. And those murals have gone down really well. The community really seem to love them, which is really great. It's always really cool to... the great thing about street art is you get to meet so many people, well, because you literally are on the street. So all the passers-by, all the locals, the local community, and you really get a feel of the kind of community in the area, which is really lovely. And yeah, like I said, they were all so positive when we painted those. It was really cool. And what's really lovely as well is to see, to meet all the little kids as well. They're really, really cute, and it's great to see them fascinated by what we're doing. So I'm going to blend some of that black, but you can already see it's making the lips a lot more 3D just by adding that little shadow of black there. So I'm going to go in and blend it a little bit. Just like that. And then there's some slightly darker bits here, a bit of shadow just here. A little bit there under the Cupid's bow. I've got to admit, sometimes when I'm painting faces, it is a little bit like doing your makeup. Pretty sure a makeup artist would probably be able to paint this better than me intact. I'm going to continue a bit of the red, a tiny bit of the red around the nose actually. I mean, that might sound a bit strange, but actually when you look at the face, at skin, it isn't just one tone. It's made up of lots of different tones. And that's what gives skin that sort of 3D effect and texture and depth. Just a little bit there. I think I'm gonna, because I want to do a little bit of sort of different areas whilst I'm live with you. So I'm going to add some highlights just to the top of the eyes here. In fact, the last mural that I did in Lewisham, which is the one I was just mentioning by the station, there was a girl watching me painting and doing the face, and as I was spraying the face and the contours of the face, she shouted at me, she said, "You're contouring," which I'm pretty sure every woman watching this knows what that is, but if you don't know, that's where it's a makeup artist thing where makeup artists literally contour the face with makeup, so they get like blocks of darker colours and they literally draw shadows on the face, if you like, to create structure and cheekbones where you may not have cheekbones. To be honest, I should probably learn to do that on my own face, but I just, well, kind of can't be bothered, and I'm not very good at it. But I think I probably overcompensate sometimes by including it, managing to pull it off on my paintings sometimes. But yeah, it was quite funny when that girl shouted that at me. And she's like, "You're contouring." Because I literally, oh, here's a spray can here. I literally had a spray can, was contouring shadow down the side of the face. So yeah, street art is not vandalism. It can be a lesson in contouring. But actually, yeah, speaking of which, in terms of messaging, my work is very much, I'm just adding some highlight there on the brow, can you see? My work very much involves promoting self-worth. A lot of my street art includes quotes such as "you are enough," because there's a lot of people who really don't seem to realise that at the moment. Especially young people. Apparently, gosh, the self-confidence of young people right now is at an all-time low, which is extremely sad. And so my artwork very much promotes the fact that each and every person is as worthy as the next. Because it's true. I also recently, another mural I did in Lewisham, well, in fact, in New Cross, is at a bar called One for the Road, and lots of artists have painted down there. And I'm going back in a couple of weeks, I think, to do another piece. I actually did a fairy there. The owner's daughters love fairies, and so he requested that I do a fairy that he saw on my Instagram, which has the words "be kind" underneath, which all kids need to hear, really. School can be a bit of a hard place sometimes. So it's a little bit difficult to see, I think, because of the light. Let me try and turn the light down a little bit. But I've added some highlights there to the face. I'm going to add a little bit here just to the eye. Just about see that. Just a little reflection of light as well, where the eye curves. She looks a bit more alive now. And I don't know if that's dry yet. I'll go ahead with it anyway. So I'm going to just put a little bit of highlight on the lips here. And down the side. Like that. A bit of shadow there as well. Light, rather, not shadow, highlight. And a bit there, like that. To make the lips shiny and a bit more three-dimensional. I'm going to go over some of these parts of the gloves here where the leather hits a bit of shine. I'm going to mix it actually to make a bit of grey. Like that. another bit there for another finger. It's quite, yeah, a bit of a challenge painting so much black, sort of different black textures, but I quite like that. I like to give myself a bit of a challenge every now and again and create something a bit different to what I might usually create. I didn't actually check if Sade is on Instagram. I'll have to tag her if, when I finish this. So then you'll just have a couple of folds, wet the brush a little bit. There's a couple of folds just here and here. Yeah. I'm going to step back a sec so I can see, just have a little look. Yeah, just washing off my brush a little bit. And I'm going to define the eyes a little bit more with some black. Let's get some black on there. I actually really love the amount of shade on this painting, on this photograph rather. Yeah. So just add a little bit there, I think. So it's always a good idea to keep referring back to your image. What I'm actually going to do now is some of the eyelashes, which you may not be able to see on the camera very well. Just thinking the best. Actually, first I need to define. She's got a really high plait going on there, so I'm just going to add. And I really advise being bold with acrylic. Just sometimes just strokes like that, just rather than trying to actually paint exact hairs, for example, because that's just not possible, is it? And actually, if you think, when you look at a person's head, you can't see the individual hairs, you see a shape as a whole. It's just in our heads we know that it's made up of individual hairs, but actually you want to just make a suggestion of hairs when you're painting or drawing, unless you've got a lot of time to paint individual hairs, but that would drive me crazy to try to do that. There's no need. I'm just dotting some white around the sort of her aura, the aura of her head, because that's where the light is reflecting all of the tiny, tiny soft hairs around her face that frame her face. So yeah, just a few here and there, because actually a lot of it is still in shadow. But yeah, just where it catches the light out of the shadow, it's, yeah, just really kind of brings it alive, which is, I really love that actually. I think I might put a couple more at the top. And just to let you know, in the next coming weeks, there's going to be, on this platform with Ministry of Art, there's going to be Neymar, who's going to be doing some graffiti with you, some live graffiti, which will be awesome. He is wicked, he's an awesome guy, and yeah, he's just lovely and very talented. So watch out for him. Also watch out for Vanna MG. I think she may be coming up in a couple of weeks, doing her thing. She's also a street artist, another friend of mine. She's awesome. And Damien will be back. I think he's also going to be doing some street art at some point. And so that would be really cool. I haven't seen him do street art before. He usually does these amazing biro paintings, drawings, which you will know if you're following this page anyway. And who else? We've also got Joseph coming up as well. Joseph is an amazing painter. He paints on canvas, and he's going to be painting something awesome, no doubt. So I'm just adding a bit of white down here to the face, like that. Just as a bit of a highlight. I think I can see this better than the camera's showing, unfortunately. But anyway, just to let you know, I'm going to be finishing this painting afterwards, and then I will be selling it afterwards as well. So if you like the look of how it's going, keep an eye on my Instagram or Facebook. My Facebook is the same as my Instagram, Jelly J Artist. And yeah, I'll post it up when it's finished, and if you're interested, you can buy the painting, or even you can buy prints if you prefer prints. So she's actually got on this lots of highlights where the light hits across this area here of her face. That's where it just naturally hits. A little bit under there as well. And there as well. Just going to highlight a bit of the actual eyeball, the whites of the eyes rather. I'm just going to be a bit bold here with some highlights as well. You'll notice that if you use acrylic, some colours, I think this is the case with all kinds of paint actually, some colours are more opaque than others. Same with spray paint actually. Metallic spray paint can often be quite thin. Actually, I'll tell you what, neon spray paint is often very thin. But a lot of the time you can find this out by just looking on the can, or if it's paint, you can look on the paint and it usually says the opacity of the paint to help you out. So I mentioned I prepared this canvas with spray paint. I also used some medium, acrylic medium, which just helps the paint to adhere a bit better to the canvas. So she's got gloves on both hands here, as you do, wear gloves on both hands. And so yeah, I'm just going over some of where the light is hitting on the gloves. So you can see I'm not being too precise, it's more of a suggestion of where the light would hit, which when you step back usually makes sense. A little tip, which I'm sure everyone knows as well, when you're painting from a source, as I am today, it's a really good idea to step back and squint your eyes. This is something I learnt, this is very much a life drawing thing when you're painting a life drawing, which is the nude body, to step back and squint, because when you squint you can really see the shadows, light and shade on a figure. There's a load of light down here, in fact. And I will neaten this up a bit more. Yeah. Big bit of light there. Big bit of light there. I'm just getting some purple paint. I've no idea what the time is. Just going over this piece here, this area. I think that's a bit watery, but it doesn't matter. It will dry. It's all good. I'll just go around the eyeball a bit there. Jardé. So let's have a look. Yeah, her chin just needed to come in a bit more there. Yeah, so actually this purple is a little bit thin. It's fine, it's a great colour, amazing colour, but yeah, it may need a couple of coats to do the bits that I want to do there. I think I've pretty much got the general gist of what's going on with her there. I'm going to put this over here a sec, just so I can get into this area. I have to say, quite enjoyed doing this one today. In fact, yeah, I've pretty much loved it. It's been very spontaneous. I had a bit of a crazy week, and so I didn't have anything prepared for today, which is fine. A lot of people work from scratch anyway. I usually do, but yeah, I wanted to have something prepared, as it was not going to be, I wasn't going to be doing a mural. So yeah, I just did a quick sketch with some underpainting before I came on tonight, and yeah, I actually really like this piece. I like where it's going. But yeah, I've got all of my artwork is now up on the walls, or up on my walls, or in other rooms, in the bedroom. So yeah, I'm looking to sell everything. Basically, yeah, I've only been painting again for about a year and a half now, after many years of illness, and I didn't have the. I completely lost the urge. It was in there, still in there, deep down somewhere, but I lost the urge to physically be able to do anything. And then about a year and a half ago, I suddenly started painting again, and I haven't stopped since. And that's where I really started my art career, really. That's gloves, bit of glove. We're all going to need our gloves soon. I think I'm going to start wearing my hat. I regretted that, not wearing my hat yesterday. It was absolutely freezing. That cold wind went right through my head and through my ears. Just putting a bit of shadow down here. I realise I've pretty much been using one paintbrush tonight. I think that's often the case, for me at least. So what I will continue to do after this session is over is create layers of light and shade. So I've basically created the basic image there. I've painted the whole canvas. So the canvas is covered in the colours that I'm going to be using, and it's what is called the underpainting in the artist world, which is literally what it sounds like. It's almost like your base painting. That could do with a bigger brush. Yeah, I've missed. Yeah, this brush is completely hard. I don't know. I realised I didn't wash it the last time I used it earlier this evening. So it's a bit. I can go back to that and neaten that up anyway. Yeah. So, but you get the general gist of where it's going. And yeah, I'm just gonna go in with, yeah, she's got a lot of dark shadow here, which looks pretty awesome actually on that photo. Just going to put that there. Just having a look at the time. So, what I'm actually going to do here is the eyelashes I was telling you about, that I always do in my pieces. So, I'm going to do it coming down here, because that's where her eye actually ends. It doesn't end up here, it ends here. Because of the angle of her head, it might look like it finishes higher up. So I'm going to do like can you see that? I don't know. So I'm going to just go in here with where the eyelash is going to be, which is down there. So I'm going down. And what I will do, like, so as I explained earlier, this is like my sort of signature thing. So this eyelash is actually going to go all the way out to here. So it's actually going to go like this, all the way down there. Because why not? Yeah, I think you can sort of see that. Well, this is really fun actually. It's very cathartic, and you know what? I highly recommend painting on a Sunday night. Even if it's not online live like this. Get another one going down there. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that so far. It's quite similar, getting Sade-like-ish. I can't quite see. So it's looking a bit Sade-ish. And I am going to continue to paint this. So yeah, I'll show you the full what I've done so far. You can just about see that. There we go. So these are the areas of the hair which is basically block black with white highlights, including the hair, just little dots for where the light hits there, and then across the eyes and the lips and the face and that 80s polka dot shirt. Ouch. And then so yes, I'm going to continue to paint this, and I really hope you've enjoyed watching this. I'm gonna post the finished painting on my Instagram and also my Facebook, and also on here on Ministry of Art, and hopefully this all worked and this has recorded and I can get some footage back of this and then post that up as well. Yeah, sorry, that's my mic. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and thank you, huge thanks to Lewisham Council for having me and including me in this arts initiative. And I look forward to seeing the next artists on here. You should definitely check them out. And yeah, like I said, head over to @JellyJArtist on Instagram, as well as Facebook and also Twitter. But also go and check out Ministry of Art on Instagram and follow them there, because yeah, they're going to be doing loads more things like this, and no doubt have some live Instagram shows as well. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll be back with Sade when I've finished painting her at some point. And yeah, catch me with this painting when it's finished soon, hopefully. And I also invite you to just check out the rest of my solo exhibition, which ends tonight. The link is on my profile on Instagram. And then, yeah, let me know what you think as well. Well, it's been a pleasure. Take care.